right. Welcome to your man, oh man.
You really don't
What
know
a
geography, dumb bastard.
shut up. What a cold, rainy day today. This is like a cozy weather. This is like
It's not
cuddle
cold
weather.
out.
It's
Yeah,
cold.
it's not cold. It's like 50 degrees out.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
45, 50
okay.
degrees.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Stupid bastard.
It's windy outside, man. Oh man, football playoffs are here. Playoffs are here. A lot of stuff happened this past weekend. But before we can talk about all the lovely action, I would like to introduce you guys to my wonderful colleagues. My first colleague over there, John Paul. How you doing, there, buddy?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Ready for playoff football.
Okay. I know you're happy with the Jets, what they accomplished. Then we got my good friend over there, David. How you doing, everybody? Okay, that's good. That means he's good. Then we got my friend over there wearing that ugly t-shirt like again. I don't know why he wears that t-shirt over again. That should be banned from the TV show. How you doing over there, Tony?
You're wearing an ugly
No one's
t-shirt.
talking to you. Nobody's talking to you, pal. And then we got the little man, Paulie. I know he was crying after that game. What can you expect from Gary? How you doing there, little Paulie?
All right. I would rather lose than versus the Bills again next week. That's just me.
Don't you guys play them much again this week?
No.
No, they play Kansas City.
We would have won. We would have played them.
I do want to say, guys, I think 2020, yeah, we're gonna get there. But 2024, I feel like I'm gonna get 6 feet tall because 2 weeks ago, my colleague John Paul said I got a better chance of going 6 feet tall than the Bills winning the division. What happened? The Buffalo Bills win the division. I predicted this. You can watch it 2 weeks ago. You said it, but he cursed me out about not bringing up the Jets game. The Buffalo Bills win it. Now, with this win, you think the Buffalo Bills can actually make it far this year, at least to the AFC Chip game? I'm going to go with David first because this is his team. David, you were rooting for the Bills all season long.
I mean, what do you want me to say? The Bills played well. The Dolphins just didn't go through. And I said it from even when the Bills were in the beginning of the season, we all know who my Super Bowl prediction is. To now, in a couple weeks ago, everybody was like, oh, the Bills are done. No. They just needed to fine-tune some things. What, John Paul?
It was not me.
No, all kidding aside, Josh Allen is just – he's going to be a problem. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Bills versus
His interceptions are a problem.
Hey, listen, playoff football is 0-0. Everybody.
I mean, but I think that's what's going to cost him a playoff game with this throwing interceptions, like, for the love of God.
It was Tua.
I mean, yeah, but Tua also didn't beat a team above 500. He's only one team to beat above 500. So I'm not impressed with Tua. That's
we'll see what happens this weekend because I think
Miami the first one exit. I'll say that right now. I'm
we'll see.
Miami.
Okay.
See. Tony, John Paul, what are you making that face for? Who did Miami beat so far? That's impressive. I'm not impressed with nobody. It's easy to beat on the big bad team.
Okay, hold on, because I'm gonna stop you right in your tracks.
Yeah.
This is the National Football League, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, teams that suck, you're supposed to beat, right? You're supposed to trash.
Yeah.
Okay, so they beat all those teams that were inferior to them. All the teams that were not inferior to them, they gave them a game still. It's not like they got blown out. The only time they got blown out was by the Bills in that first game. Otherwise, the Dolphins didn't get blown out.
By Baltimore, they got blown out 2 weeks ago.
Okay, they got blown out by Baltimore. Dude, Baltimore's the #1 seed. Again, it's an inferior team. No offense, Paulie. Think about what you're saying, Umair. They beat up the teams they needed to beat. They made it to the playoffs. That's it. End of story.
Of course, I'm not saying take it away.
You said that the Buffalo Bills, I'll give it to you. You said the Buffalo Bills were going to win the AFC East 3 weeks ago. But now, hang with me. If you look at Buffalo's last 3 weeks and Miami's last 3 weeks, their schedule, Miami only needed to win one game. One game. And they needed Buffalo to lose one game. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Buffalo won 3 in a row. Now, do I see Buffalo winning this weekend? No. I don't. I see Buffalo with a quick exit, and I see Kansas City with a quick exit.
You think Kansas City did lose to Miami? No. I don't think that happened.
Absolutely.
I do not see Kansas City lose to Miami. No shot.
Absolutely. You don't think Tyreek Hill's going to go over to Kansas City and ball out? You are out of your zone.
I know he's going to drop the big yards, I think they're gonna punch back as well. I don't think Kansas City gonna go down like that easily. I don't think Kansas City's gonna do that.
Watch.
I will be watching. I will be watching. Tony, what do you think about the Buffalo Bills winning? And do you think Miami's gonna be a scary team to play in the playoffs?
So are we talking about the game or just Buffalo?
No, we're talking about the game, the Buffalo game, and then we're talking about how you think the Buffalo are gonna do in playoffs.
Okay,
And
so
Miami too as well.
David, I agree with you on a lot of things. Buffalo did not play well. They didn't play well on Sunday. So I hate going back to the refs, but on 3 replays of that punt return for a touchdown, there was an illegal block in the back, and they showed it on the video 3 times.
There was also a hold.
I don't worry about holds because they happen on every single play.
Yep.
But illegal block in the back is a big deal on punt return, kickoff returns, and it wasn't called. But once again, it is what it is. Congratulations, Buffalo. I don't think you're going to go anywhere. I think that that gave you a little bit of momentum. That punt return for a touchdown. Otherwise, I don't think Buffalo was doing shit all game long. I didn't see it. Miami, what was probably frustrating to me was the last drive. Tua, there's a minute and something left. You have no timeouts. You got to be throwing to the ball to the sidelines, and he's just leaving the ball way too much in the middle. They got to be to the sidelines, and just work your way from there. And I even think they had enough time where they didn't have to pass every single play.
Yeah, they could have ran it.
They could have ran at least twice.
Yeah, they had a minute and 50. They had a minute and like 43 seconds left.
Yeah, so
Plenty of time.
I don't like that last drive, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't see either team making the Super Bowl. Not that they won't win this weekend. I think one of my prediction is that one of the teams will win this weekend. The other, unfortunately, they'll lose in the first round. But that's my thought on it.
Wally, what do you think, man? I know you were upset. I know you wanted to choke me out.
Yeah. Just pick up where Tony left off on the last play. You can't throw to Chase Claypool on that last play. If you look at the replay, 1, he overthrew him by a mile, and 2, you're throwing to double coverage on a wide receiver, tight end, or wide receiver / tight end that's been on 3 different teams in the past year. I get he's decent, but you can't trust him. I'd rather throw it. Then they took Tyreek Hill out on that play too. I'm like, that's your main key. I get they almost triple teamed them on that one play deep down, but you just gotta go to the sideline and hit him, find him when he's open, or just throw him on the run. He'll go for it. But overall, I thought we had him in the first half, but once they got
Didn't have him in the first half. You absolutely had him in the first half.
Once they got that bullshit fucking touchdown that hit off Van Ginkel's
Language.
helmet. Oh, sorry. Once they got that bullshit touchdown that hit off the Van Ginkel's helmet, I think that was so stupid that touchdown. If they didn't get that, I think we would have had him. Plus the punt return, it just gave him too much momentum. And
I never did that second half. Well,
and I just think Josh Allen, he's good, but he's not good, if you know what I mean. Everyone says, oh, Tua leads the NFL in turnovers. Josh Allen leads the NFL in touchdowns, 44 touchdowns. He has 67 turnovers and what? I think it's 19 interceptions or 20 interceptions.
He's the Daniel Jones of the AFC, I say.
Yeah, it's like, bro, come on.
I mean, just unfortunately, when you're a gunslinger like the way he is, you're gonna throw a ton of interceptions. I mean, that's Brett Favre. Brett Favre was an interception machine.
Yeah, but
and somebody like Diggs who complains nonstop, you have to target him as much as possible, and everybody knows your throw name. So
yeah, but he makes a lot of stupid mistakes too, though.
Oh yeah, 1%.
A lot of stupid interceptions in the middle of the field. Like I a lot of QBs have those. All right, it wasn't his fault. A lot of those interceptions were Josh Allen's fault. A lot of them.
That's why all the playoff games you look in history, they lost by 1 score because his dumbass made a stupid mistake of throwing that pick. That one pick has lost every time in the playoffs.
He can't throw under pressure. If you look at the replay, anytime we're in his face and the 2 interceptions in the end zone, his head's like this and he's throwing the ball. I don't know how I don't know how he's nominated for MVP though. That's just me.
Oh, I wouldn't say he's MVP. I mean, the fact that he's got the most touchdowns, I get it, but no, he's not even in the talks with Lamar Jackson
No.
and Tyreek Hill and McCaffrey. I can't even put him up there.
They got Purdy up there too right now. Purdy.
No, not with those three. Brock Purdy can take a seat.
I don't think they took Tyreek Hill off of there. I think because I don't think they put him up there since he didn't hit 2,000 yards in the regular season.
I don't think that matters. I think he'll still be in the conversation.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens, man. Playoffs is anybody's game, and especially with hopefully Allen can get it. Start throwing proper passes, not throwing picks, because like always, those picks are probably going to end up costing him to get a playoff game.
Also, did you see Miami picked up 3 extra linebackers? They picked the veteran what's his name? Justin what's his last name? They just picked him up today. It just popped up on my thing. Justin something.
Let's see what happens because they need that too. On top of that, the injuries they got. All right, let's go to New York. The New York Giants. Thank God I picked you up. The New York Giants shut down the Eagles. 24-0. I thought it was Steve, so that scored. Eagles just had a great future. They were started off 11-1, and now they're ending the season at 11-6. Correct me if I'm wrong.
First team ever to do that, FYI.
Yeah, 11-6. There's 32, I believe, so 31 in defense, 30. I think they're up there in the 30s for that whole defensive category. I don't know the exact numbers on the top of my head. John Paul, I'm gonna go with you first, man. You think the Eagles can do any damage or they're done? It's gonna be a first one exit.
I don't think the Eagles are done. I mean, listen, man, you're going up against Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, and not saying that Tampa Bay can't beat them. I don't see them being a first round exit.
Okay.
But they also had a lot of injuries. I mean, Smith was out, AJ was out. I mean, they were both out. I mean, so you got to give them a little bit of credit. But then again, I mean, what's his face dislocated his middle finger? I mean, if you saw his middle finger, I mean, he looked like he was pointing into CDs while he was looking at TVs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I feel like it was.
I mean, it's a shame, but you know what? They took their foot. Tony said it perfectly this weekend while we were talking. They took their foot off the pedal. They did. They thought they had it in hand. And then once 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that San Francisco locked up that number 1 seed, that was it. They're like, all right, well, we're not going to get any further, or unless we make that number 2 seed. But Dallas kept winning. So I think Philly took their foot off the pedal heavy. And listen, it can wind up biting them in the ass, man. Because you always want that one home game, man. You always do. And it can bite them really, really bad right in the ass.
Okay. My thing was, if you already see Dallas score, there's somebody on the side that's keeping up on that score. I would have pulled Jalen out, but you know Dallas is not going to break that score and lose that lead to the Commanders. That's where I felt it was stupid what they did. Kept on having Jalen out there. I would have pulled him out the first quarter. I would have not kept him.
Well, hold on though. Dallas's first half, it wasn't a blowout. It was close.
What?
It wasn't a blowout. Remember, I mean, Umir, you still got to remember, man. It's still a divisional game.
Yeah.
So I mean, granted, the Commanders are crap and they've played like garbage this year. You know what I mean? But it's still, I mean, it's still a divisional game. Same deal. You take your foot off the pedal against the Commanders, they'll come back and bite you in the ass too. They have enough people to do it.
That's true. I don't know, man. I just feel iffy. I was thought, especially with that field, I would have not played a lot of my guys. I would have benched my starters because it's up in the air if you're gonna win that game because you still need Dallas to lose to take that division. There's too much risk. I would have pulled my guys. I would not play none of my starters. Because you need another team.
Once they went down 24-0 to the Giants, they threw the white flag in.
Yeah, but I would have not from the beginning of the game. I would have threw the white flag.
How can you do that when you still have the opportunity to get first place?
50-50, look at your chance, and you chance of your quarterback getting injured. Now, look, his finger got injured. You're already going downhill already. Now your quarterback got his finger injured. Come on.
He got a dislocation.
So right? If Nick Sirianni would have did that and Dallas lost, Nick Sirianni would be under fire. And
He's
if
already
in the
enough
first
fire.
round, he would get fired.
He's already enough. He's already under fire.
Yeah, in the fire. How much more in the fire could he go?
There's a
We're on
rumor
the
he gets
fight.
fired if he doesn't win the first round game.
But Dave, what do you think about the Eagles, man? What do you think about it? You think they can do any damage?
This reminds me of like, remember when the Seahawks played New Orleans, and New Orleans was like a really high wild card, and Seattle was not 500, and Seattle pretty much took it
Beast
to them.
mode. That beast mode one. I remember that.
I feel like that's the making of it, because everybody's picking the Eagles. I mean, listen, all the analysts I saw, they're picking them to win by at least 2 touchdowns. I'll say one thing. Vrabel got fired today. I would not be surprised if the Eagles pick him up. He's a good freaking coach, man.
I heard he might go to Ohio State though.
On New
So-
England.
Well, he went to Ohio State.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He used to be.
I heard Steelers, because I heard Tomlin's done after this year. I heard he might go to Steelers. I heard the Patriots for when Belichick decides to leave. I heard the Eagles if Sirianni gets fired. Anyway, we'll get there. I know. I'm just saying. But the Eagles don't scare me, but there's always that one team in the playoffs who struggles to get in, or then even struggles at the end of the year, and then they make noise in the playoffs. So everybody's 0-0. I mean, as
Like
much as I
Tampa
hate
did
the
that year.
Eagles, as much as I hate the Eagles, it's anybody's playoffs, to be honest. This is the first year I could say there's no dominant team. 49ers, yes. Ravens, yes. But I mean, everybody else, it's not like there's a clear 1 and 2 seed. This is the first year it could have been anything.
Tony, what do you think, buddy? I know you were happy, and I'm happy at 50 New York Giants as well. How are you? What do you feel about the Eagles now going into playoffs? You think they can make some noise or the first one exit?
No, I think they have way too many injuries. They're limping into this game, and I think they're gonna be carted off when this game is over. I think season's over for Philadelphia. Yes.
Little Paulie, what do you think, man?
I think, yeah, like you guys been saying, the injuries, Swift was out, Brown was out, Smith was out. It's just like Tony said, they're gonna get carted off next game. With Jalen Hurts, especially if he tries running, I just think it's gonna end bad. If he
Well,
tries,
those
I mean-
linebackers on Tampa, they're fast, man. David and who's the other one again?
Shaquem, I think Shaquem, something like that.
No,
Barrett?
no. The middle linebacker, I can't remember his name, but the guy from LSU. White?
Yeah, Devontae White. That's what his name is.
Whatever it is. He 45. Those 2 guys, they'll spy Hurts,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're the same speed. Those linebackers are the same speed as Hurts. So I'm telling you
Mhm.
right now, if he tries to run, they're gonna knock his head off.
yeah. So
I mean, they got some bomb because next year they're gonna be losing a lot of guys this offseason too. That Eagles is gonna be going through a lot of recessions. They're gonna be losing a lot of guys coming up. But let's see what happens.
Hey, I do want to mention one thing, and I know the Pro Bowl is bullshit at this point, but I mean, 2 players on the Giants definitely got snubbed. I mean, how's McKinney not in the Pro Bowl?
I agree.
You know, how's Okereke not in the Pro Bowl?
Who?
He's got Okereke.
Oh yeah, he had a good year. I mean, listen, the Giants.
Both of those players didn't miss 1 snap all season. They're the only 2 players in the NFL not to miss 1 snap.
because you do know the Pro Bowl is based on how many people vote, right? That's how it is.
I did say it was bullshit.
I know. It's been bullshit for years. The Pro Bowl's been bullshit for all these years. But ask you a quick question, Tony. I'm gonna ask you: do you think the Giants are gonna franchise tag what's his name, Barkley again this year?
No,
Season,
it's gonna be too
offseason.
much money. They already said it on ESPN.
Okay, Tony, what do you think, buddy?
They may do it initially just to kind of get him to shut up a little bit, and then I think before the season they'll pay him whatever he wants.
No, they're not.
Nope, they're
He-
either gonna trade him or they're gonna franchise. There's gonna be no in between.
He's gone. Running backs are a dime a dozen. The Giants to get another running back in the draft. He's
And then
done.
Derrick Henry's gonna go to the Ravens. I heard.
he whatchamacallit, Saquon Barkley said goodbye to his teammates on the last media interview in the locker room. I think Derrick Henry,
He's
if
playing the
Derrick Henry
game.
gets signed-
It's the game you got to play.
if Derrick Henry gets signed, I think he'll go to the Eagles. I think if they
See, I
add
heard Ravens will pay him whatever. the thing is, on the Eagles like to pass. Henry's not the best pass
Yeah.
catcher. Ravens just want to run the ball. They don't need the running back to catch.
Ravens have at least they're at least like 3 deep now with Dalvin with running backs.
They got
They
Dalvin,
used
Melvin Gordon.
Galvin right away. Oh
What?
my God. I mean, he got there halfway through the week and he was
Yeah.
already being used. I couldn't believe it.
But that's what, remember when the Patriots did that with James Harrison? When he got dropped, they signed him right away. I mean, they did the Patriots method. Pull up, pick the guy, pick him up right away. I mean, the Ravens had nothing to play for either this weekend. They already got the first seed, so that's what I threw it. Yeah. All right, guys, let's go talk about something else. We got another thing to talk about. Man, oh man, the New York Jets, man. You guys deserve your props, and I'm so happy I picked the New York Jets again. Y'all beat the Patriots in the first time. How many years in the making? The first 15 games?
15 games. This snapped the 15-game losing streak.
15-game losing streak. Big props to y'all. Tony, I'm gonna go John Paul first. How do you feel about this win? Do you guys think you guys should have won it or should have lost it for the draft? You got a good draft pick.
It only put us back one more spot. So I mean, I'm not really too
What
worried
pick
about
number are you?
Huh?
What are you, 4 or 5?
Pick?
No,
you're,
what do you
you're
guys?
8, right?
8.
We're not 10.
10?
Are you
Giants,
really?
Giants are 6. Yeah.
Yeah, Giants are 6.
We went from 9 to 10. So for me, it really didn't matter. What I did see though, and man, I love seeing it is I love this kid Breece Hall, man. This kid Breece Hall is an animal. He is a monster. You put him behind anybody, he's gonna take off. Dude, he took off in the snow, all right, for 60 yards, and nobody was able to catch him. Nobody.
He pulled
One
the
guy
Ahmad
tried
Bradshaw.
to
Did the end come off? Did one of the letters come off too?
What?
Ahmad Bradshaw years ago against the Bills was in the snow. He was running so fast, the end came off the helmet.
No, he just listen, dude. He just took off, and it's funny because he dodged like 6 guys and almost got wrapped up by his ankles. And as soon as he broke that thing, dude, he took off. A guy tried to get him at the 3-yard line, and he literally threw him off of his shoulder and was like, "Get off of me! I'm scoring." So that makes me feel happy. That the Jets have a very good running back. Because the last one we really had was Thomas Jones, that played really, really good for the Jets. But a lot of stuff's got to change for the Jets in the offseason. A lot of stuff's got to change.
Back then, see you.
I think a lot of guys got to go. Unfortunately, Rodgers might not be happy with it, but he either talks to his boy Adam Lazard and tells him, "Yo, you better kick it up next year. They're going to drop you." Randall Cobb didn't play much. I think he's just holding a roster spot. He's got to go. Couple other guys. That guy Boyle they dropped. Thank God. They're supposedly going to be dropping Zach Wilson. So
We saw that coming.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has to go well this offseason. And I hope it does. Because another season like this is Robert Saleh's second year, and he has 2 years that he went 7-10. Those aren't great numbers. You do another year like that, I think he's on an extreme hot seat. Next season, if he doesn't produce within the first 4 or 5 games, he's in big trouble. So me personally, I like the fact that they won. It's always nice to beat the Patriots, man. Especially when you haven't beaten them for so long. So I'm happy they beat them. It didn't really affect our draft much. We'll see you next year, Jets. What are you gonna do?
Okay. Tony, you're making those faces. What's your thoughts on this?
That game sucked so bad. It was such a terrible game. I'm sorry. It really was. It was boring. It was boring as shit.
Well, it's because the Patriots can't score.
Neither could the Jets in the first half.
First off, it was 13-3 in the first half, so the Jets did score.
But they scored the last second, and it was terrible. It was a terrible game. But anyway, listen. Nice to the Jets that they got a victory. It didn't mean shit. The game, everyone knew it was going to be a terrible game. I think the Jets' biggest problem going into the season, Salah has to sit down with each and every single one of his players and tell them to shut their mouths. Wilson, you go out there, you got your glasses on, you look like some sort of accountant, and you're in your second year, kid. Don't talk shit about your franchise. Shut your mouth, said you had a bad year. Next year be a bounce back. Not things have to change. You're in your second year.
But AJ Brown did the same thing.
Aaron Rodgers.
It happened in the whole league, though.
Shut up. Aaron Rodgers, same thing. Keep your mouth shut. Don't go back and forth with Jimmy freaking Kimmel. For what? Salah, get control of the locker room. Tell these guys to shut their mouths. That's it.
Two things, Tony. A, the Jets is not the only one doing that. AJ Brown did that 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How long has AJ Brown been in the league? This kid has been in the league 2 seasons.
And back to talking about control, Salah's not the only one. You saw what the New Orleans Saints did against the Falcons?
That was a player's decision.
And Winston said, screw you, saw whatever that coach's name is, I forgot. And he said, we're going to score a touchdown. But that happened only the league.
He lost his job anyway.
No, he's still head coach.
Arthur, which one?
No, the Smith.
That's a Falcon.
I'm talking about the Saints.
Oh.
The Saints.
Yeah. So speaking of the Saints, real quick, when we'll get back to the Jets, did anybody see Olave's catch?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yo, that catch
Touchdown?
was definitely number one. Bro, it bobbled. He had a guy in between him. It hit his head. It hit his helmet, bounced twice, and he still caught the ball. It was
You're talking about the touchdown?
Yeah. Unbelievable touchdown, man. It was insane. But go on. You can go back to the Jets there. Sugar tits.
Shut up, jackass. David, what do you think about this whole Jets thing?
David, that's how you say it.
Yeah, David.
What about the Jets? They're gonna get a top 10 draft pick. They're probably gonna draft the same position we are, which is offensive line, which Mikael Becton looks like one of those people. What is it? The Ole people that hold the red thing with the bull and then they go like this when they try to run by. That's what it was like for Becton. It looked like he wasn't even trying. I'm not even kidding you. And I'm not a Jets fan. Like, I actually felt bad for whoever's back there because he just couldn't block. The Jets have the same problem as the Giants, which is offensive line. And they need another receiver. We need another receiver, like a big guy playmaker. There's a couple needs. Honestly,
hold on. The Jets receiving core isn't trash.
They need another receiver.
I mean,
well,
Lazard was great last year. I don't know what happened this year.
This year he played.
Dude, you know how many
Wilson
are coming out this year?
Wilson was rookie of the year last year. You have the veteran presence in Randall Cobb. I mean, it's not like they were completely inept. I mean, the Giants, that's a different story. We had bullshit.
You want Randall Cobb?
I mean, take your pick. You want Shepard?
I'd rather have Shepard than.
I'll take Shepard any day over Randall Cobb. Dude, Randall Cobb's like 43 years old.
Shepard would actually get a lot of burn with the Jets. I think he would be a starter on the Jets.
First and foremost,
no,
it would be Wilson, him, and who else?
Lazard.
Lazard isn't. If they're his year this year, cut him.
I mean, his year last year was a pretty damn good year.
Yeah, so was what's his name? The receiver from the Colts that was on the Packers. What was his name? Valdez Scanlon, whatever. He was awesome on Green Bay too. What's he doing on freaking the Chiefs? Just shows they need a good quarterback. Literally, Rodgers made them.
Oh,
let's be honest here. Rodgers.
Just a heads up too. As David said, the Jets need another receiver. Garrett Wilson changed his number. He is no longer number 17.
What number is he?
I don't know, but he is no longer 17. He is giving up the number 17, and there is a big number 17 that I'm hoping the Jets grab. So
Devontae Adams.
I mean,
yeah, that's like.
Yeah, he did. He changed his number. He said it on the radio today. He goes, "My number's already been changed."
Oh, okay. Let's see, Paulie, what do you think, buddy? Before we go to that next topic, man, what do you think about this whole Jets winning the Patriots after 17 games, 15 games?
I always like seeing the Patriots lose, especially if it's from the Jets. They ended their what was it, the 15 losing streak, I think it was. And yeah, Brees Hall came out number 2 in the week for rushing yards. And I don't know if you guys saw that Zach Wilson, they're either gonna trade him away or they're gonna cut him.
I gotta be honest. I don't know if that's the smartest move. I mean,
Yeah.
the kid is a formidable backup.
I was listening to the radio. They're saying, they're saying they don't know if he could be a backup or if he's gonna drop down to the practice squad.
I don't think he proved himself as a backup, Tone. I'm sorry. It's still a lot of stupid mistakes he made. A lot of stupid mistakes. And honestly, if I'm the Jets and you don't want to go quarterback this year, even though it's a kind of a quarterback heavy draft, you're gonna have to bring in somebody to back up Rodgers just in case this happens again.
Well, I mean, the Giants are not going to be able to keep both DeVito and Tyrod. Tyrod may have made a little bit of noise for a starting role somewhere. Maybe, but DeVito wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for a backup.
Davito, how you doing? Pasta Mamajana.
Oh God, stop saying.
I don't think the Giants are going to get rid of DeVito. I think DeVito is going to be your backup.
Yeah.
No, I think he raised his capital high enough where it's like we can get some money to get rid of this kid.
No, they're going to keep him. They're going to keep him as a backup. They're just going to pay him. They're going to pay him a little bit of money. That's all.
You can't get rid of the DeVito, man. You can't get rid of him. The hometown hero.
Come on, stop doing that.
And he's not even Italian. He's like partially Italian. He's like German and Greek and
That's
Irish.
Ryan. I'm German. I'm German and Italian. My last name's German, but I'm obviously I look Italian.
Yeah, but you gotta keep the junior. Oh man, let's see. Big congrats to the Jets, man. Definitely happy to see y'all and happy I picked y'all to win. All right, before we go into our picks, man, let's talk about another team that had a massive collapse. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They were 8-3 as December began. They only won once after that in that month. And what came to bite them in the butt, that when they played the what's his name, the Steelers, they grabbed their towels and started doing the terrible towels. With their loss, the Steelers went into the playoffs. And now today they fired 10 coaches. They fired the whole offense, defense, and everything. So I know you're happy. I'm gonna go with you first, John Paul. What do you think, man, about the whole Jacksonville Jaguar collapse?
Why do you always got to go with me first?
Because you're the one of the most excited. Tony got a blank face.
Excited. Because Trevor Lawrence, I said this at the beginning of the year. You can go back 15, 17 weeks. Go back. And I told you that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be shit. I told you. Trevor Lawrence is not the truth. When it comes to big games, he shits the bed. Plain and simple. I don't like him. I think they made a bust. I was so excited. You have no idea. I was jumping for joy at the fact that the Jacksonville Jaguars lost. I was cracking up. And I was very excited that the Texans won that division. Very excited.
Okay. David, what do you think, buddy? Because I know you were talking about Lawrence possibly being MVP earlier this year. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, then he got hurt.
Okay, but what do you think about this whole Jacksonville Jaguars situation, buddy?
It was a collapse, just like how the Eagles did. They were the Eagles of the AFC. They had a good record. They were winning the division and everything. And then Trevor Lawrence got hurt. They had a collapse. That's it. Jacksonville's still young. Everybody,
Okay.
is Trevor Lawrence still on his rookie deal? Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, I think
He's got to be coming out of it.
Yeah, so he'll be getting. But ATN will be getting paid because they're going to re-sign him.
Yeah, freaking Ingram, you bastard! You couldn't catch anything in New York. You catch everything over there.
He had 1,000 yards this year, didn't he?
100 catches.
He caught a cold in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a lot of guys. Look at some of the offensive linemen that left the Giants and playing on the team. They're not letting sacks him out, which is impressive. That's crazy. Tony, I see you a little mad over there, buddy. What's wrong? How you felt about the Jacksonville?
It was just Ingram. Ingram pissed me off.
But how do you feel about this whole Jacksonville Jaguars collapse, man. What do you think they got to do to improve next year?
I don't care.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna say. I don't care. It didn't affect me.
You know what? They could use another receiver. I mean, why is old man Deshaun Jackson still playing? Why are you still here, dude? Get out of here.
Didn't he retire?
No, he missed the last catch.
Yeah, he was playing. He plays for the Jaguars this year.
Really? I thought
He
was
missed.
definitely-
Did you not watch the game? He missed the last ball.
I want to say he also had a touchdown this year. Just one though.
I don't know. It sucks to be them. I believe a lot of their headaches came when Trevor Lawrence got hurt. You know, he wasn't running the ball like, you know, or at least they didn't want him to run the ball like he normally does. So that hurt their game quite a bit. But their loss allowed 3 teams to get in,
Yeah.
which is absolutely insane.
Their loss is what allowed Buffalo to get in. If they would have, even if they would have lost to Miami, they still would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's crazy. Steelers got in because of that. Steelers clinched the spot.
That's the only reason how the Steelers got in.
That's what saved Tomlin from getting fired on Black Monday.
Paulie, what do you think, man?
I don't know. I think I'm trying to remember the game. Who they play again? Jacksonville?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Derrick Henry ran all over him.
Oh yes. Yeah, that was he couldn't be stopped. I don't know.
No, he was a beast.
Yeah, he was playing for that contract, man.
I mean, that was his last game in Tennessee. He ain't coming back.
He said goodbye. I was like, I don't know where he's going next year. It's gonna be a problem wherever he goes though.
Wherever Mike Vrabel is gonna go, he's gonna go.
He's gonna go to the Philadelphia Phillies.
That's all.
They're not even a football team. They just have so much money to give everybody all of a sudden.
Are you still mad over there about the Dodgers? What the Dodgers did?
What are you laughing about, you dumb bastard? You're a Yankees fan. You wanted him just as much as we did.
I know, but I was not that bad on Facebook the way you were.
You guys are glitching like crazy unless it's me.
Well, first off, I went on Facebook and because the Dodgers spent $1 billion. I'm sorry, $1 billion.
Yeah, not even. I
Can't see.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. All right, guys, it's that time of day again. Man, oh man. Actually, no. I do want to bring up one last point. Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel got fired out of nowhere. I did not expect him to get fired today.
Why is it out of nowhere?
I didn't expect Mike Vrabel.
Look at the team he has.
Well, did you hear what happened with Tennessee? Somebody wanted to trade for him, but they said it'd be too complicated, so they fired him instead. How stupid are you?
I would have traded him. I could have got traded somewhere.
Well,
we lost that ball.
Look what happened with Wink Martindale, right? So he decided to resign, but he's doing himself a disservice. He has a contract with the Giants through next year. So he can only sign with a team that the Giants want him to sign with. He can't go to the Eagles. He can't go to Washington. He can't go to any of these
I don't think
teams.
he would go there anyway.
They're saying Eagles are all over him for defensive coordinator.
I think he's doing that because he'd rather be resigned than have that fire tag on his head. You know what I mean? You'd rather resign from somewhere than have be tagged with fired. You know, that's why I think he did that. Why Wink did that.
Why? The Giants' defense played very, very well second half of the season.
But it's a coin toss for next year because if you bring a new coach usually brings his own staff in. He's gonna get rid of everybody. Everybody's gonna get fired.
You guys talking about Wink? Yeah, I was actually surprised. I was actually surprised about Wink Martindale losing that. Not losing, resigning. I was actually very shocked.
Yeah, but he did it kind of stupid. I mean, he's still under contract, which means he can't. If the Giants don't like the team he's interviewing with, they're not going to let him go.
I mean, probably wants to go back.
He hasn't completely resigned yet. He still holds the job on the Giants, right?
No, he's contracted still. He resigned. He put his resignation in, but he's still contracted with the Giants.
I think he's waiting for Jim Harbaugh to come in the league. He's gonna go wherever Jim goes. I think that's why he did that too. But Jim is on his.
He look like he has ties to Jim Harbaugh.
I mean, but Jim, you never know. Jim might want to pick him up. He might want to do that trade, Jim Harbaugh.
Next.
All right, boys and girls, I'm going to work the rest of the show. Omir, you're slow. Okay, so last week's results. Mir, I got to give you props, man. What is it, 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row?
3 weeks ago, 3 weeks.
Number one, winner, chicken dinner.
Wow.
13 wins, David 12, John Paul 10, and I ended off with 11. Now
So what is the
we
final?
ended off the regular season in a really, really close battle, all basically across the board. David, you ended off with 169 wins. I ended off with 166.
Wow.
Umir 160, John Paul 159.
Wow.
Yeah, so David, me and you were above 60% picking this year. John Paul and Umir are still underneath under 60, 59 and change percent.
That's pretty good.
God bless America and God bless us all that I finally did not finish last place after 3 years of this show. Thank God he had that 1 week loss. That saved me.
So, with that said, we have a new season among us. Paulie, you can actually participate in this one fully through. So, week 1 playoff, wild card weekend. First game on the board, boys, is Cleveland Browns versus Houston Texans.
Oof.
I got the Browns.
Browns. I got Browns. I got the Flacco's gonna make some noise.
I like Houston. I don't know why. This game is very admiring to me, and I like Houston.
I'm gonna go Cleveland. David?
Yeah, I want to go Cleveland too.
Cleveland. Next on the board is Miami, Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Miami.
Kansas City, John Paul. Miami.
Go ahead.
David Paul.
Tony, I think you messed up the picks. I'm Kansas City. Your brother's Miami.
Yeah,
That's
I got
what
it.
he said, you stupid bastard.
Kiss my ass, you fat bastard.
Tony,
Fucking Johnny.
Unfortunately, because of what I said weeks ago, I'm picking Kansas City. Only because of what I said weeks ago.
I'm taking Miami.
Give me Mr. 305.
Wow. We got 3 from Miami. Way to go, boys. Next game up, Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
Pittsburgh.
Buffalo.
No shot.
Give me Pittsburgh.
Sean Devin better have his bags packed if he loses this one.
Mason Rudolph, man, he's playing good. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers do win.
So I'm only going to take Buffalo going this week. I don't think they're going to pass the first. I don't think they're going to go past second week.
Okay.
John Paul, who are you going?
See, I don't want to lose it to myself, so I'm going to take Buffalo this week, but I still think they're going to lose.
All right, Green Bay versus Cowboys.
McCarthy versus his former team. Man, oh man, this is gonna be good.
Tony.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys to start.
Oh, I don't want to go with the Cowboys.
Neither do I, but
I'm gonna go with America's football team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Dude, Green Bay's so hot right now. Oh, how do I go against them?
I'm
going Cowboys.
John Paul.
Give me Green Bay.
Wow.
Cowboys.
I'm going to hate myself if Green Bay ends up winning.
All right, so we're going next. The Rams versus the Lions. I'm going to go Detroit.
Listen, Stafford versus golf. Fuck, I hate myself. What am I doing here?
John Paul, you take Detroit?
I'm going to go Stafford. Give me the Rams. Not Stafford.
Paul, who are you going with?
Paulie.
Paul disappeared. Paul, who are you going with?
What was the matchup?
Rams versus Detroit.
Give me the Rams.
What? You taking all the underdogs.
And last game, boys and girls. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Oh, I can't pick 2 NFC East teams.
I'm going Tampa Bay. I think Philly has too many injuries, and I think they're going to be out.
Give me Tampa.
You know what's funny? Last time they played each other in the playoffs, Tampa beat the Eagles at home too.
Yeah, that was a shit game though.
But Brady in there. But Baker, Jalen. Oh my God, that's bad. I gotta go Baker. I don't know why. Jalen hurt his thumb. I gotta go Baker.
John Paul's definitely gonna take Tampa. I feel it.
John Paul looks like he's
Umir, you going Tampa Bay?
Yeah, Tampa. Give me Tampa.
All right, John Paul and David.
You know what? I can't take. Give me the Eagles.
What?
Philly. And David, who you taking?
I was hoping I'd be the only one taking Philly. I'm taking Philly too.
You taking Philly also?
Yeah, I just can't. Sirianni is going to be his job's on the line. He can't lose.
Guys, no, we did not go across the board on any games. Wild card
Good.
weekend.
This is going to
Thank
be a
God.
really good week, a really shitty week.
Well, it could have been the first game, but I was the only asshole that chose Houston. I'm hoping Houston wins and you motherfuckers lose.
I wouldn't be
Hopefully I
surprised.
would-
That would surprise me if the Texans win.
Listen, I think all these games are easily toss-ups, except for the Miami KC game. I still think the NFL has it rigged for KC to make it to the Super Bowl.
No, I told you. Kansas City will not win this year. Kansas City will lose first round, and they will win the Super Bowl next year.
Why would that make any sense at all? You know
Why would that make any sense? Why don't you look
Yeah,
back at Why don't you look back at what happened with Tom Brady?
Oh God, he is on there.
It's the truth. Look it up. I'm only stating facts there, sugar cookie.
I'm not sugarcooking you, fat bastard. I'll eat a Twinkie. Oh.
Amir, you look like a turd right now with that jersey.
I look good with the jersey. My Seattle Seahawks jersey. But
Yeah.
you know,
What time they play this weekend?
You might as well wipe your ass with that jersey.
I'm gonna have it definitely with my boy Russell Wilson going away. This is with the new team this year. I'm definitely gonna be having a new jersey. Yeah.
So you're wearing a Seahawks who didn't make the playoffs. You're wearing a Russell Wilson jersey.
Pal, first of all, jackass, I'm not buying. I don't buy Russell Wilson. Was the only reason why you like.
Yeah.
I'm in my off season.
Why don't you wear an Arizona Kyler Murray jersey? He's just
Why don't
as
you
tall
wear
as
a
you.
Denver Broncos jersey?
I would not spend my money on that garbage. Sean Payton is a jackass. All right, guys.
The jerseys. You saw that?
As he was praising him at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sean Payton gonna take at the playoff.
Yes. But I would like to give a big thank you to Tony for being a stats guy this whole year. Tony, you're the man. John Paul will eat a brick. I finally beat you after all these years. And
it took me to get one win, motherfucker. And you only beat me by one.
I'll see all my fans next week. We'll be back again next week.